All right. So this is part two to the two baptisms. I'm just going to start off where I left off, talking about how God puts eternity in the hearts of men. You see, Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 speaks of God putting eternity, timelessness, spacelessness in the mind of the human being. Okay? That's your imagination. That's your imagination. Okay? A place where there is no time and there is no space. A place where there is no beginning or no end. Go read it. It's in there. You can go read it yourself. But you have to look at these things psychologically. The stuff that you read, look at them psychologically and look at them scientifically. Okay? You have to look at these things and see the other views of them. You can't just look at it literally. You can look at it literally, but no matter what, you have to get the actual experience of being with the being that you see as the highest extent, okay, of existence. You have to actually get a grasp. You have to actually grasp the thought of actually being with that being, of actually being that being. You actually got to look at things from the other being's perspective. Okay? Like, there's plenty of things in the Old Testament that I think, like, I wouldn't do that. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that to those people after you made them like that? Why would you do that? Like, for real. But seriously, we need to get in tune with our higher selves. See, there's an Old Testament and a New Testament for a reason. And there's an old mind and body of the human being for a reason, and a new mind and body. The old mind and body, the body of water baptism, is the old way. The way to ritualistically cleanse yourself until you get unclean again, and then you have to go clean yourself again. Constant forgiveness, constant of doing away with your guilt, of doing away with your evils and your maliciousness, doing away with your maliciousness for a time being, until it rises back within oneself. And then you must go do another meditation, do another ritual, do another bath, do another spiritual bath. Okay? You got to look at these texts and see what these people went through and what they were actually using to affect their realities. They were using amulets. They were using crystals. They were using divination tools. They were using scepters. They were using rods, staffs. Okay? Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Okay? That comes from Egypt. That comes from ancient Egyptian science. That comes from ancient Egyptian wisdom. You have to notice that when they went into Egypt, once the people of Israel went into Egypt, they had to take upon the customs. Well, Moses already knew the customs because he was raised there. But the thing is, these customs were only disproved of when they were being used for evil purposes. And the masters of wisdom, the master diviners and master seers saw that these people could not use their knowledge righteously. They could not use the ancient wisdom. They could not use the wisdom of manipulating their realities with their minds and using the tools outside of them as extensions of their minds. Okay? So you have to go from religion to ascension. You have to go from religion to ascension. From perversion to redemption. from tradition to a magician. Jesus used so many magical techniques in his miracles and his healings. When he healed blind people, he used to spit in dirt. Okay, these are things that you would call spells or curses or hexes today in witchcraft. But in the Bible, in the New Testament, he spat in dirt and made clay with this spit and put it in people's eyes to make them see. How is that scientifically possible? He used to draw carvings in the dirt that they wouldn't explain to you in the Bible. They wouldn't even explain this to you. You would have to get other books. That's the thing with this. The Bible is just a tool used to enlighten oneself up to a certain stage. And then once you get to that stage, you have to go outside of it to understand the full spectrum of what's going on. See, you have to look at things as always education. All of this is education. All of this has levels to it. There are platforms. The Bible is basic information before leaving Earth. The Bible is the basic instructions before leaving Earth. And in your astrological signs, yes, you're the center. Earth is the center. So when you leave Earth, you're going to your other selves. This is very deep information. This is esoteric wisdom that you must understand. Okay, this is the stuff that they didn't teach masses. They only taught in secret. They had schools, mystery schools. Okay, they had mystery schools for this type of information. You have to start looking into amulets, crystals. Okay, casting circles, becoming one with nature, the ground that you walk on. You have to get out of your shoes, get out of your clothes. Bond with the environment that is around you. The Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, lived in nature. You didn't know that, did you? You didn't know that the Christ, the one who called the Christ, the one who Christians called the Christ, was a naturalist. You didn't know that, did you? He was an anarcho-naturalist who practiced ancient Egyptian mysticism. Y'all didn't know none of this, man. Okay, I gotta get serious, man. This knowledge just astounds me so much because it's a constant enlightenment. That's what the second baptism is. The second baptism is the baptism of fire. Once you have cleansed yourself from the rituals, you have cleansed yourself from being baptized in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, then you will attain you will attain the Holy Spirit. Eventually you will attain, and you keep focused, you will attain that constant enlightenment, that constant matrix or software, a constant program of enlightening yourself, of constantly enlightening yourself, of constantly getting higher and higher to the higher self, constantly getting higher and higher to the infinite wisdom. It's infinite. It's an ascension. Okay? You have to go from religion to ascension. The Bible is basic instructions before leaving Earth. The basic information. See, you must learn this when you are young. We must teach each other this. We must teach our children this. We must teach all of our little ones the ancient wisdom while they're young, so that when they get older, they will already have their genes unlocked and enough information to create realities as they wish, and to teach others to do it who are worthy. There are people that go to these mystery schools and earn this ancient wisdom and these ancient sorceries and the wisdom of these books that we have out here, all these different religious texts like the Quran, the Torah, Black Root Science, the Holy Bible. But then there are people that are self-initiated, that are born to get this type of information because they're astrologically programmed to get it. Point blank, period. I chose to get this information. through my astrological programming. I am chosen. I am called. I have been called. Okay? I have been called. And now I have been chosen because I accepted the call to give this information to my people. You have to go from repetition. You have to go from repetition to transcendence, from religion to ascension, and from tradition to a magician. The word witch, you got to break down words, man. You got to be smart. You got to be, you got to be more intelligent, okay? You got to be more intelligent. Don't just believe a story that you read. You got to take the morals and principles from the story, apply them to your life, and then get the esoteric information. The information about it, about the codes, about how this matrix works. You got to study astrology, numerology, quantum mechanics, epigenetics, biology, neurology, divination. I mean, that's before you even get out the Bible box. Before you even get out the Bible box, you need to go ahead and study astrology, numerology, neurology, subconscious programming, quantum mechanics. You got to study all of this stuff. You got to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay? Your imagination is what vibrates. This world is a reality of vibration. That's scientifically proven already. This world is, the world is a reality of vibration, energy, and light and frequency, yada, yada, yada. But these people in our books that we reading, they doing shit. They doing things that they're telling us not to do. And they're doing things that they're telling us not to do for a reason. Because you got to know the wisdom before you start doing this stuff, or you will be trapped. You will do it wrong, and you will be trapped forever, consciously trapped forever. But now I don't want to get into all that going down into the negatives on y'all. I'm here to promote positivity and teach my people. I am JAH MASHIAC, and I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. So once you start questioning the stuff that you read and start questioning your reality more often, then that will get you up. That will ignite the fire. That will ignite the fire of the Holy Spirit within you. The want to enlighten yourself constantly through betterment of oneself, and let it reverberate out of yourself through the vibrations, through the quantum wave currency. Through the quantum wave current into the masses of lights and stars and the gods. You will walk on the waters of new and renew your mind constantly, eternally. This is the ascension. This is the redemption. This is the salvation. So take a hold of it, because heaven is at hand. I am JAH MASHIAC. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness, and we will not stop until the collective consciousness raises its vibration to a point where enlightenment must be known once you enter this realm from the womb of triple darkness into the light of self, the light of self-expression, the sun. The light Lord that we are, the light lords that we are. You gotta know what these things are. When you pray, what are you doing? When you pray, what are you doing? You're making an evocation. Okay? An evocation. That's a part of magic. That's a part of witchcraft. An evocation. An evocation is when you call on the help, when you call on for help from another being. But in the Bible it says Jehovah is a jealous God, and in the spirit realm you must be honest and you cannot lie. So he admitted that he is a jealous God and doesn't want anybody else getting help but through him. Damn, why would you be that jealous, bro? Why would you be that jealous? Why would you be that jealous, bro? To destroy whole civilizations and people's minds and cause confusion and say that you're not a cause of confusion, but cause confusion. You just got to read the book, man. You got to read the book. You got to read between the lines. You cause some confusion, and you're saying you don't want to cause confusion, but there's people out here using different spiritual energies, to heal people and enlighten others. But you cause confusion, and then tell people that they caused the confusion, so no one else should channel these different energies. No one else should channel any other God but me, any other entity but me. No one should channel the entity but me, any other entity. I'm the greatest entity. Even though I make fucked up beings, and then punish them because they fucked up. What the hell? Like, what kind of shit is this? But anyways, man, I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of stuff that people are doing that's already witchcraft. They just don't understand the higher understanding behind it. They don't understand the higher knowledge behind it in order to create the higher wisdom within themselves. They don't know how to baptize themselves in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. They don't even know how to do that. Don't even know how to do that because they don't know the name of the Father, they don't know the name of the Son, and they don't know the name of the Holy Spirit. They think it's Jesus Christ, but that's not even his name. The letter J wasn't even invented. The letter J wasn't even invented until the I think it was the 1700s or something like that. I'm gonna have to go look that up, y'all. That's a half truth. Because I forgot the letter J was recently invented though. It hasn't been here long, so his name is not Jesus Christ. It's not Jesus Christ. And then like back in those days, if there even was those days, people went by titles, not name. They didn't have last names like how we have last names. They just went by titles. Like their last name was what they did as a person, what they did. So for them to have Jesus the Christ, basically Jesus the Messiah, and I know like that wasn't his whole name the whole time he was born. Like, okay, because his dad was supposedly a carpenter. So I know they ain't just call him Jesus, Jesus the Christ all day, since he was born. You got to look at this stuff and think about this. These are different personalities. These are different personifications of different energies and emotions and thoughts and waveforms that you're accessing. So you have to go from tradition to magician. You're already practicing it anyway, because the manipulation of reality with your mind, mental manipulation of reality is magic, point blank period. So enlighten thyself. I am JAH MASHIAC. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. I love myself. Peace.